What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Alright, y'all, so what I wanted to do, I wanted to talk about Family or Fiance or Family or something like that. That is a show on OWN. I did one review on it and I didn't really get a lot of views, but I really hadn't watched like last week's episode or anything until tonight. But I also watched tonight's episode and I wanted to really more talk about the show in general and this couple in general, not reviewing the show, but just discussing the relationship, the whole drama that went on with this episode, okay? But anyway, so this is Family or Fiance. And honestly, this show, at first I was like, I don't understand why this show is needed. I don't understand why adults have to get the approval of their families to marry somebody. Okay, the goal is we want our families to get along, both families to intermingle. Everybody's cool, everybody's crisp, everybody's, you know, just getting along, peachy, hunky-dory, whatever the case may be. Sometimes that shit don't happen like that. But that is our wish for people who are in relationships, who want to get married, all that stuff. So I didn't understand why, but my thing is, at the end of the day, the relationship that you have with that person is the relationship you have with that person. They do not have to get along with your family. Even though that is ideal for many people, it's not always a reality. So I didn't really understand why this show was coming about, as far as why does a grown person need to get the approval of their family members to determine if they're gonna marry this person or not. Like, you are grown. So I felt like if it was like younger kids, like the first episode, those kids were like, she was like 21. So I could kind of understand why having your mother's approval is probably something that's needed at that age. But I didn't understand why people who were older, like in their 30s and their 40s and their 50s and shit, I didn't understand why they needed approval either. Until this episode. Alright, so this episode was older, like I wasn't like sitting down taking notes or anything like that, but this episode was an older couple and I can't even remember her name, but his name was Julius, because I dated a dude named Julius. So that's why I remember that part. Or Julian. What was his name? Julian or Julius? The guys. Whatever. But you know, their families, nobody in their family thought that they needed to get married. They were an older couple. They look about late 40s to me, maybe early 50s. I really don't know. I wasn't really paying attention in the beginning, but their issue was that she was married, she got a divorce, and then just all of a sudden hooked up with this man, and within 8 months they moved in together, and then now they're getting married. And her side of the family, it was her kids, her two daughters, and her best friend. They didn't think that she was ready to get married because she was married for so long, and all of a sudden here she is with this new man. And the daughters really felt like she has neglected them and just jumped into this relationship with this man, and they're left on the back burner. Even though her daughters are older, your kids still want your time, they still want your attention, because you are their parent. And the mom, to me, off the bat, the mom just didn't feel, she just feel like a ball of negative fucking energy. I did not care for her. She reminded me of a bitch that I used to, me and this bitch used to go at it for some nigga back in the day. But she reminded me of her, okay? And the second I saw her, she looked like her, like an older version of her. And I immediately got turned off because I don't like her. But anyways, we're not going to talk about that. Maybe one day I'll talk about it, but not today. Okay, I'm not going to get mad. But anyways, his issue was his family did not approve of what he was doing as far as getting in this relationship with this woman. His son felt like, you know, he didn't really have that time with his father because his father continuously chasing fucking women. So his father didn't really have that time with him. The guys, Julius or Julian, his sister was like, you know, I know my brother, he gets bored and then he jumps to something else. He is not ready to get married again. And his niece was like, you know, she's just felt like this was just not the right situation for him. So both their families really had a problem. What I found to be my problem with, okay, from what I gathered, it's like they didn't want to say the shit, but this is what I felt they were trying to say. It seems like Miss Z, or whatever her name is, was fucking Julius when she was married. Okay, that is her side nigga. That's what I got from this conversation for this 3 days. It seems like because their relationship was such in close proximity to her divorce, I feel like they were messing around with each other before she got divorced. And they also said that he was dating her friend. And then she hooked up with him. No, so not only are you fucking around on your husband, but you're fucking your friend's man. Got it. So she automatically, I was just like, she's one of those type of women that wanted her way or the highway. They said, the niece said that she seems controlling, and she has exhibited a form of control. She likes to be in control. She wants to tell you what to do and when to do it, and do not talk back to her. And he is, you could tell, like, to me, what I got from him is like he dug himself in a hole when it comes to the relationship with her. I think everything happened so fast, the whirlwind romance, and he was head over heels. But then when the dust settled and when reality kicked in, I feel like he feels like, okay, I got into this relationship, this situation with this woman, and now I kind of have to take it to this level because she's probably expecting this level. But honestly, by her ways, I'm not really feeling it. But you know, I dug myself in a hole. And she was very combative with everybody. She was defensive with everybody. She felt like people were ganging up on her when people were just trying to have general conversations with her as far as, you know, how they feel the relationship is going, because basically that's the reason why you're there. She is getting up in arms and saying, you don't want Z to come out and jumping up and trying to fight people. And I was like, this is why this show is here. Because there are some people that just don't need to be together. And if you can try to intervene before they get married, that is the best bet. But you know what, they're going to do what they're going to do anyway. But just, I feel like this is why this show was created. Because there are some people that just don't need to be together. And he is, you can tell he's trying his best. And he's trying to satisfy her. And he's trying to satisfy his family. Her kids don't really care for him. His family don't like her. And the son is trying to express himself as far as to, you know, he feels like he has allowed her to take a lot of his time with his father. And she gets upset and start arguing with the son. She gets upset and start arguing with the sister. She gets upset and start arguing with the niece. And it was like a whole bunch of arguments to the point where these motherfuckers started fighting. Like, these people started fighting because she felt like everybody was ganging up on her. And they told her that she had some control issues. We saw that when he was barbecuing and she goes outside and they're trying to have a conversation about what's going on in the relationship and with the family, and she's so focused on the fact that he's not frying the chicken right. He's not barbecuing the fish right. She is so focused on it, and she is so focused on telling him, you're doing it wrong. You need to do it this way. You're doing it wrong. And he's like, let me do what I'm doing. Let me be the man in this situation. To me, it seems like in her previous marriage, she was the man of the house. Even though her husband was there, she took care of everything. Her best friend said she took care of the bills. She was an independent woman, but she was married. And I think being an independent woman for so long in a marriage where you should not be independent, that's the whole point of getting married. I think that she has taken that experience and carried it into this one, and she's trying to dominate this man. And this man is telling her, you know, his family even said he's a man's man. He does what he does. He wants to be the man. He wants to provide. She won't allow him to, because she has been the person that has to provide throughout her marriage. And I feel like this situation, how she acts with him, is going to be the demise of their relationship. It's going to be the demise of their marriage. Okay? And his family asked her, like, are you sure that this is what you want to be? Because he's kind of not consistent and all that. And she said, well, he seems to be really into me. Okay, so you guys are engaged to be married, to spend the rest of your mortal life with one another, God willing. And you say, well, he seems to be into me. If you say he seems to be into me, it's like you really don't really know. And you get married to somebody that you really don't know is not the best thing for you. Like I said, she was getting defensive. Even with her daughter, she's getting upset because her daughter was like, you jumped into this relationship. We hadn't really spent time together. And here you are in something else so soon after your divorce. And she cussing her daughter out. I'm like, this is a miserable woman that is not going to be happy with anything unless she is able to control the situation. If she can control the narrative, she is okay. If she can't control it, she is going to nitpick, she's going to argue, she's going to cuss, she's going to fight, she's going to do whatever she can do because she is not in control of anything. And I feel like the relationship between her and Julius is not going to work, because he is set on one thing one way and she's set on it another way, and they're old as hell. They're not old as hell, but they're old to the point where changing is going to be hard. Changing is going to be hard for the both of them. And his sister said that, you know, he does not stick with things solidly. He moves on. You started fucking with your friend's man. He was your friend's man. Okay, the way you get him is the way you're gonna lose him, and he's probably gonna lose interest in you and move on to one of your homegirls, because that is a pattern that he exhibits, that he showed you. I ain't shit, but you showed him you're not shit because you were still married when you started fucking with him. So you're both gonna go into a relationship, into a marriage where you don't trust each other. And it's going to cause a rift between you. And it's going to cause a rift between your families, because they already don't want y'all to get married. They out in the backyard fighting to the point where security for the show is trying to break them up. The sister, she's older than the brother, and she is like on the floor bawling because something's going on in my eye. She's on the floor bawling because these people are trying to fight. I felt like this episode was very eye-opening to me as far as how people get into these relationships when their families are not really here for it. But at the end of the day, people are going to do what they're going to do, and they're going to marry who they're going to marry. And it may work, it may not. The families may come around, the families may not. I don't really know, but I felt like this specific episode, I felt like they were not meant to be together. If they get married, I promise you, it is not going to last. It is not going to last. She is too stubborn to change her ways. He is too inconsistent as far as who he wants to be with. She's a cheater. He's a cheater. I don't see it going to last. I don't see it lasting at all. They decided that they were going to, I don't think they were going to call off the engagement, but they were going to really date first, because they ain't been together long. So they were going to really date first. And in the beginning, they said that they were, they moved in together 8 months, or they got together 8 months after she got divorced. And then when they sat with Tracy, who is the therapist, they said, well, that wasn't really true. So they're saying it to people so it don't seem kind of like fucked up about what she did or what he did. But they were fucking together before she was even divorced. So, and I heard somebody say that, and I don't remember if it was the daughters. I heard somebody say that, and they kind of glazed over that. So yeah, I just don't see their relationship even working out. The show is interesting to watch, especially if you are wanting to one day get married. It is interesting to see the dynamics as far as some people who do not approve of the relationship, some people that do, and then the fact that they're in this house for 3 days, the underlying issues come up within their relationship that completely changes the scope of their relationships forever. The show is actually pretty interesting to me. If you have not watched it, it's on OWN on Saturday nights right after Ayanla. And you know what? Last week, 2 weeks, what the Leandria episode of Ayala. I did not record it. I did I did make notes for the first part, but I didn't, honestly, I wasn't into it. I really wasn't into it, and people say, oh my god, it was such a good episode. I just was not into it. I don't know, maybe because I don't really know the lady. I don't know, but I just like, fuck it, I'm not gonna record it because I really didn't watch, okay? Second episode, second part, didn't watch it. But I did not know that was the last episode of Ayala till God knows when. I don't really know. So I was looking for Ayala tonight and I didn't see it. But I did watch Family and Fiance. But anyway, let me know what you think about this episode. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Check out my website, justbeher.com. And I will check you guys in my next video. Bye.